It's real easy though. It's just kind of simple. No charges have been brought up as of yet. As we're speaking now, at this moment, as we're filming this. Now, by the time this airs, I don't know. But let's just speak transparently and candidly about it. Okay, when you start thinking of your Weinsteins and your Epsteins, right? They were not exempt from the government probing, looking, searching to see what they could find, because there are a lot of allegations out here, right? All right, now amid these rumors that have been circulating for however long now, the last 2 to 3 years, all right, let's say this. Now here's a mogul. This guy is from the music industry. Now, you could say multimedia mogul, you know what I'm saying? Because he's coming from so many different angles. He's not exempt. We're talking about Diddy. He's not exempt as far as, hey, we need to probe. There are a lot of allegations coming out. This is a $30 million lawsuit. It wasn't necessarily him who executed that and just went ahead and settled. It was the insurance from the companies that he was a part of. Boom. Stepping down from these companies, here we go. Boom. All right. Now, these other allegations are coming out. This new guy, what's his name? Lil Ronnie, whatever. He's saying a lot of stuff. He's coming with a heavy one, too. He probably felt like, yo, I'm going to cash out, I'm going to get a payday, too, because he was around so much stuff. His ears were probably privy to a lot of conversations. I'm not going to say he was in the midst of these alleged things, but if he has any like just information, and on the side of Diddy them, if they know it, he probably felt like, yo, they was gonna try to keep him quiet too, gonna cash him out too. That hasn't happened. So now I feel like it's to the point where it's like, okay, Cassie done made some allegations. They talked about the phone. They talked about this information that she had from Kim. All these different things. So I think that it was coming sooner or later with all these big allegations and these big lawsuits that the government say, hey, we are not doing our due diligence by not probing, at least to say we stepped in to see if that was anything that was actually true about these allegations. So let's just be for real. Once that came out, I'm pretty sure they got rid of anything, if it was anything, to get rid of in this space, because it was a little foggy out here for my boy. So I don't know, man. Everything's come out. I seen they raiding the homes. What have they found? They ain't said nothing yet, so we don't know. It's all speculation. Oh, he fled the country. Speculations. They had seen the man walking around the airport while they saying he's over in Antigua. But then if you look at the map of the jet, the course, it shows it came from the West Coast, landed somewhere around it looked like it could have been the Georgia, Florida area. Then it took on off to Antigua. Who knows? Maybe he was getting dropped off in where was he at? Ocala? So what was he at? I don't know. They said
it was Opelika, somewhere. I don't know.
Okay, so maybe he was dropped off in Opelika and his jet went on to where it went. But, it's a lot of speculations right now. I just think at this point in time, it's just crazy how everybody just jumps on the bandwagon to, kick a person while they're down. And I think that's the part that kind of, that burns it out for you, because everywhere you look, somebody's got a joke. Even now when we talking, you say pause, and you're like, no, it's no Diddy. Like, come on, my nigga, like,
Nah, it's crazy, that, like, legitimately, pause has transitioned to no Diddy. Like, it's bananas out here. But I'm gonna tell you something.
It's bananas out here?
Yeah. Really, Jock? We gonna do this?
Let it go, B.
You gonna hit me with the no Diddy?
Nah, I ain't said that. I just want to make sure I heard you right, because
all right, so, I'm gonna tell you, real talk, like, first and foremost, we ain't gonna kick this man when he down. That we're not gonna do. It's unfortunate because we're let's just keep it 100. Puff is one of the great ones. He really is. What he has, and I don't have any knowledge of any of the things he's being accused of. And truth be told, we don't even know why they raided this man's home. Right? We don't know. And I'm not saying, and to your point, he's not exempt. But before the world just tears this man down, understand, this is somebody you almost can't listen to the last 25, 30 years worth of music. Everything in our culture within those years, or so much of what's within our culture, from fashion to how executives look and how they move, we can trace this back to this man and that bad boy dynasty. And I wish him and his sons the best. I look at his sons as family.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you do too.
Yeah.
Seeing that them boys was in handcuffs, that hurt my heart, like from a personal standpoint. So, I really do pray that everything works out on his behalf. If there's something there, then him, like anybody else, they deserve to have justice taken out on them. But until we know the facts,
it really I'm sorry. It seemed like he pissed somebody off, man.
Well, let's just keep it 100. Let's just keep it 100. Puff been pissing Puff been pissing people off for years. He is one of the celebrities that you love to hate. And that go from the dudes in the barbershop to his peers. Because he been doing it on such a big level for so many years.
For so long, yeah. Somebody hit me this morning, we calling, just asking, our listeners, what do you think, if he pissed somebody off, what do you think he did to piss somebody off? Somebody was like, well, he pissed the people over at Warren off when he was doing the Joker, and then he said what he said about that. I'm like, okay, all right, conspiracy theory, all right, here you go. I said, give me another conspiracy theory. And somebody was like, what's the brand, what's the company behind Ciroc and all that? How do you say it?
Diageo.
And I said, you know what? He pissed them people off. It's a lot of money. It was a lot of money. Settlement was coming. They were looking for a settlement. Then the whole Cassie thing popped out before it could happen. Then that happened afterwards. And after that happened, now it's like, yo, we gotta hit him again. Why we know he got the money. So, I don't know, man. And who knows, because I was asked about it, and I was very honest, You gotta think, when I came into the whole bad boy camp, I was like the little brother. I was like a baby brother compared to the cats who've been there before me. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
My predecessors, the cats who might have seen things early on from a younger Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying nobody's seen them, but people make the allegations or whatnot. So when I came into the house, I ain't seen none of this activity. And I was around for a minute, and I was in some very nice exclusive parties and situations at his house and all that, and I never seen any of this type of stuff that I'm hearing about. So for me, some of them might look at me like, well, you just don't know. I don't know how they feel, but I don't want it to sound like I'm just pro Diddy, like, nah, he couldn't have did any of this, because we're all human. And a lot of people have skeletons in their closets, but I just never seen signs of that from him. I never seen any of this type of activity. So when I'm sitting back, it's almost like I don't even know the man, because I'm sitting here listening like, huh? Well, what? Why I ain't seen none of this shit? You know what I mean? That don't mean it wasn't happening. It's just like the movie True Lies,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You could be living right next to a spy, a whole, whatever, and I know it. So
Kendrick Lamar disses the other two big three.
Mm-hmm.
You dropped an album, Big Sean dropped a single, and then there's this Kendrick verse that just takes over the world.
Mm-hmm.
What were your initial thoughts when you heard the verse? Because it's an amazing verse, and I'm not as excited because I don't think Drake's gonna reply. I'm really excited to see what J. Cole says. But what were your thoughts, just from a fan's perspective?
This motherfucker.
Like, why today? Why not next week?
This motherfucker waited till today.
Yeah.
This motherfucker waited till today to do this shit. Right? But no, I'm actually a fan. Like, I fuck with Kendrick. I'm a fan of Kendrick.
Has he ever tapped in? Pause.
It's like,
Are we pausing that?
yeah, but
Yo,
listen, but
you and I couldn't hang out too much
yo.
because you would be. I'm fucked up over here.
yeah, has he tapped in? It's crazy, but nah, I haven't talked to him, but he's somebody that I think is fire, you know, and it's like, I know he's aware of me, you know. We've
Of course,
the same,
yeah,
in a sense, we work with a lot of the same people, so producers and shit like that. So, but yeah, he's fire.
Yeah,
I fuck with Kendrick. When he dropped it, though, I'm definitely like, God damn, nigga, why today you do this shit? You know, I didn't really give a fuck about what Big Sean dropped too much. Like, that didn't really bother me.
there's a fucking fly just floating in front of you.
Yeah. What the?
Yeah, I think it was just an interesting time to drop. I was like, damn, because you know Big Sean's always talk about he's like the fourth guy in the big three, and it's like, bro.
Big Sean said that?
I feel like that's always kind of been like an interesting perspective, like, you know, in the blog era rap scene. Like,
well, you know what is a Big Sean, like at that time, like has the time.
right.
Like he's around, or he's made like a lot of big records. The Big Sean's fire, but I was saying this on the Breakfast Club. It's like these guys have been in the game for like Kendrick, Big Sean,
sure.
Drake. They all came like up. Pause at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like
They were all peers. You're kind of like right after them.
I'm right after them. So this is why he feels like he should be included in that conversation. You know, like he could, but he took a lot of time off too. You know, he just stopped. You know what I mean? Like completely.
Has there been a concept for a record that, because you have some crazy like joints, bro. Like I feel like, you know, I mean, I heard you talk about it. Sometimes you'll come up with a visual before you even figure out the song, and it's like a real like piece of art. It's like a standalone piece of art between the music video and the record. But has there ever been a concept that you came up with that you had to scrap because you thought it was a little too controversial?
Hell yeah. Well, not controversial, but just like I've had records that I've had to scrap all the time just because I felt like they just weren't.
Like the people weren't ready?
Yeah, people weren't ready.
Yeah.
Like they weren't ready, but the record just didn't come out the way that I thought it was gonna come out.
Right.
You know,
that's fair. It's important to be self-aware. On Sticks and Stones, you say that you think about quitting rap a lot. I feel like it's got to be a hard thing to want to leave if you love it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, me saying that was really just, I've been making music for a long time.
Before we knew who you were.
Before you knew who I was, right. You know? So it's like, for y'all, it's like, I just got here a couple years ago, but it's like for me, I've been making music. I was like 7, 8, bro.
Right.
You know, so it's been a long time since I've been, you know, creating. Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
Years. So for you, is there like because at the end of the day, like with this rap shit, I feel like everyone kind of hits a wall. Like when it comes to like, bro, I'm sure, especially for you, like it's got to be like mentally exhausting because you're so. Like your shit ain't just like, yo, let's go grab a camera and hit the liquor store. The Sticks and Stones video was the most normal rap video I've ever seen you shoot. By the way, you were just walking through Times Square.
But I think sometimes it's necessary.
Perfect because it's a Conway record.
It's necessary, bro. It's like sometimes it's like going above and beyond and OD, trying to like do too much and trying to like, you know, every video has to be a masterpiece. It's like crazy. It's like sometimes I just like I want to chill. Sometimes I want to just walk around and do some simple shit. Sometimes, you know, it's like I don't ever want people to like get too comfortable with me always making this like huge music video splash. Right. You know, it's like sometimes I just want to just do shit like that's not that, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to me about obviously you've been in a couple of movies now. Bad Boys 4, the trailer dropped. Is this a direct result of manifestation for you? Because the Will video.
Hell yeah.
I got Will's book down there. Shout out to Will. Down there. He's a legend.
Amazing
man.
Book, by the way. Hell yeah,
for sure. Great book. I was gonna say, like, explain to me just how all of that. How obviously he sees the video.
Yeah, manifestation for sure. That's really what that was. You know, just me like wanting to create a record for somebody who's like that I look up to. You know what I mean? I don't feel like just get the respect that he deserved. Like even on a music tip. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure,
like,
on the music tip.
So
first rapper to win a Grammy.
First rapper to ever win a Grammy. Mm-hmm. Like. So I just felt like he didn't get the respect. He don't get the respect that he deserves. So it's like, you know, I wanted to make a record where I'm like really just giving him his flowers. You know what I mean? And me and my manager had a bet, like when we put it up, how long it was gonna take for him to see it and respond. I said it was gonna take a couple days. He was like, nah, he's gonna respond within hours, right? And I'm like, nah, this is like my hero. Like, so I'm like, this nigga ain't about to respond.
Right.
It took like 1 hour, 2 hours.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That nigga hopped on the net, like, yo, join her. Like, yo, this shit crazy. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, that shit
You go
crazy.
from playing him in the video to being in part 4 of the movie.
To not just being in the movie, but also like really having, you know, him as a real life mentor. You know what I'm saying? Where he's like an older brother for sure. Like, I talk to him a lot. You know, we in the studio together. Like he's somebody. I go to his house. Like he's phenomenal. He's the nigga, bro.
Well, he's like also like, for as famous as he is, like strangely transparent and vulnerable as a man. You know what I'm saying? Which 100%. I think is important.
100%.
Like, has there been any piece of advice that you've been able to kind of apply to your personal life or to your career that he's given you? Because he's seen it all, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, one of the biggest advice he gives me, like I said, is when he say not to be afraid of failing. Like, don't be afraid to fail. You know what I mean? And everybody's afraid of failing. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like, you know, a lot of the geniuses and the brave, the people of the Kanye's and a lot of them motherfuckers, like, they weren't afraid to fail. You know what I mean? And that's why they're as big as they are. Pause. You know, so I think that's a great advice. Like, you know, so that's one of the things that he's taught me. But he drops so much gems on a daily basis that it's like, it's just so much, you know. Yeah.
It's crazy that you're from Massachusetts. Obviously, I don't know how heavy the Boston's like dialect is in Worcester, but you don't have the Tom fucking Brady fucking shit going on. In your area, is it like, does the white trash sound like Ted?
Well, yeah, my assistant, he sounds just like fucking Ted.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah, Marty. Marty sounds just like fucking Ted. He's like the epitome of like Boston. Like, he sounds like straight like Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Columbus Short, the actor, he did an interview and he was talking about how...
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, he said...
Diddy called him.
And said, hey man, I want to meet with you. I'm staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel. It was like 2 a.m. He's like, yeah man, come by my room. He goes, oh, who over there? Oh, it's just me. Now to me, this doesn't seem all that weird.
Yes, it is. I mean, have they done cocaine together before? Have they smoked a blunt before?
If Jay-Z calls me and said, hey, Vlad, I want to have a meeting with you. Come to my hotel room at 2 a.m. And I'm here by myself, I would absolutely go to that hotel room. What's Jay going to do to me? Rape me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold me down? Like what?
And obviously it's weird because he probably heard something.
Okay, so you hear something. So what? I mean, this is a mogul. I know that everyone's trying to flip things. You know, I mean, look. Now, if some real shit that happened, I understand. You know, Kid Cudi's car got blown up and, you know, the whole male, you know, Cassie said that they had freak-offs where dudes with big dicks would fuck her while Puffy watched. You know, yeah, okay, that shit probably happened. I'm just saying, if a major businessman called me and said he wants to have a meeting with me in his hotel room in the middle of the night, I wouldn't see a problem with that. I would absolutely go to that meeting.
Me too, probably. Me too.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking ain't nobody gonna try me like that.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm not gay.
Yeah.
Now, if I was a woman, I understand.
Now, if I done heard something about who calling me, that's a whole different thing.
Okay, so
Columbus Short heard something.
Okay.
That's probably why he was like, by myself.
Whatever, man. What are they gonna do? My thing is, like, unless you show up and there's 5 motherfuckers in there and he's telling me he's by himself, let's just go down to me in the lobby there. You know, I don't feel comfortable. But in general, the problem is that right now it's a pile-on, right?
Yeah.
Everyone gonna come with a story. I'm gonna come talking about how Puffy wanted to buy my jacket, you know, and people gonna take it a certain type of way. You know, I don't think there was anything sexual about it. I just think he liked my jacket. He was just basically didn't have enough respect for me to actually ask me where I got my jacket.
Right.
Which I would have just told him.
I mean, Puff was a cool dude when I met him.
Yeah, I never had any problems with Puff. I remember actually, man, I remember when those pictures of Cassie came out. Remember those naked pictures with the pierced nipples and everything else like that? We had posted the picture and it was going viral.
Wonderful.
Yes. And I remember my man
Cassie, you are everything.
my man Sean Prez called me because Puffy was calling everyone to get it taken down, right? And I remember Puff called me. Well, no, he didn't call me. He called Sean, who he knew me, and he was like, "Hey, Puffy, want to talk to you?" And I'm like, "I'm not taking this phone call." He said, "You don't want to talk to Puff?" I said, "I already know what this phone call is about. I'm not going to sit here and listen to a man yell at me. Because, I'm going to start yelling at him back. It's going to turn into a fucking thing."
I saw on the news, on social media today, a girl say Puff shot her in the face.
Well, it was the Shine. Remember?
I just saw that before we got in this interview.
Okay, so that story, remember the reason why Shine went to prison was there was a shooting that happened in New York? Jennifer Lopez was there?
Yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yeah.
So an argument ensued in a nightclub where a bunch of dudes basically got into an altercation with Puffy and his crew, and he was like, "Oh, motherfucker, we got money too." They threw a bunch of money in his face. And from what the story goes was that Shine pulled out a gun and shot. And a girl got shot in the face and someone else got shot. They jumped in a fucking car with Jennifer Lopez, and Puffy tried to get the limo driver to take the gun charge and everything else like that. But now the girl who got shot, who got paid off a whole bunch of money, is now saying that Puffy was the actual shooter, not Shine.
You think her money gone?
Yeah, I think her money ran out.
And
now,
she just trying to hit another lawsuit with Puff.
Yeah.
It's too late, right? If she already...
It's too late. And she's probably violating an NDA, because usually when you have a settlement,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to speak on it.
Yeah,
But she probably just doesn't give a shit right now.
Yeah, that
Money's
money
out,
gone.
she's broke. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't imagine Shine going to prison for 10 years when he wasn't the shooter at all.
You're not saying that he's a civilian now.
Well, I mean, now he's like a
Civilian, a politician,
Yeah.
he's a civilian.
Exactly.
I mean, Sean just might be a soldier, bro, I don't know, bro.
But
We
he
don't know
Puff
what happened.
He hated Puff for years because Puff basically got their cases separated. And I think Puff actually may have testified against him. Something like that.
I don't know, man. I mean, I just know
it was a messed up situation.
Diddy going through it right now.
Yeah, he's definitely going through it. Diddy's
going
definitely going through it. If I was Diddy, man, I'd just go out to Bali with Russell Simmons, just lay low for a couple years, bring his favorite girls out there, bring his new baby out there, and just, bring young Miami out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Pee on her every other day and just call it a day, man. Have a bunch of his favorite water around, so.
That's the craziest shit, bro. I would never pee on. I hate how piss smell.
I've done it before.
You done it before, babe?
Yeah. One of my exes, yeah.
Oh,
I did it once.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I've talked about this before.
Man, bro, I just hate how piss smell.
Yeah, I wasn't into
I'm
it.
from the hood, bro. I used to hate the smell of pissy bitch.
Yeah, I know.
Even in elementary school, I know that pissy smell.
She asked me to do it, right?
And you wet her ass up.
Yeah, in the shower.
In the shower, you trying to make it.
I didn't want to fuck my bed up. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I can't. I just can't stand that smell, man.
And she kind of explained. I'm like, so after we were done, I'm like, can you explain to me why you wanted me to do this? And she goes, well, it's like a closeness thing because we're so close that even like peeing is not like taboo. Kind of just. It's like kind of like knocking down barriers. And I'm like, all right, well, I ain't doing this shit again. I'm good. We're done. Like, we weren't done. No, we still stayed together. But I'm just saying, like, it was something she asked me to do. I did it. It wasn't my thing, though. But clearly it's Young Miami's thing, so.
I would feel like that's trash. Pissing.
50 Cent's ex Daphne Joy accuses him of raping her and being an absent father in shock posts as she brands Diddy's sex worker lawsuit character assassination. Daphne Joy, 37, with whom 50 Cent shares an 11-year-old son, accused her ex on Thursday of rape and neglect in a shocking Instagram post earlier this week. Joy was identified as the sex worker mentioned in the bombshell $30 million lawsuit filed against Sean Diddy Combs. 50 Cent mocked Diddy following a double raid on the latter's estates before his ex dropped her serious claims about him. 50 Cent's ex Daphne Joy accuses him of raping her and being an absent father in shock posts as she brands Diddy sex worker lawsuit character assassination, but the many men hitmaker claps back at false claims. Joy dropped the rape claim amid news that 50 Cent is seeking sole custody of their preteen son. Jackson's representative released a statement on his behalf with denying the accusations. The disturbing allegations in the sworn pleadings recently filed in a court case related to Daphne Joy, the mother of my 12-year-old child, has required me to take all necessary legal actions to protect my son Sire. Sire is 11 years old, not 12, as his father labels him in a statement. The most recent false and baseless accusations by Daphne Joy are clearly in response to my decision to seek sole custody of my son. My son Sire is my main priority, and keeping him in a safe environment is my only focus at this time, he said. In an Instagram post he put up Thursday evening, 50 Cent wrote to his ex, seemingly as a response to her words. "You moved a mile away in hopes of having another baby with me, but I was busy. So you moved back and then you started receiving money from Brother Love. Now here we are, little sex worker." 50 Cent is seeking sole custody of his and ex Daphne Joy's son after she was named as the sex worker named in a $30 million lawsuit against Diddy, which alleges the latter paid a monthly fee for sexual services to her. Joy, 37, dated 50 Cent, 48, between 2011 and 2012 and shares son Sire, 11, with him. As reported by Daily Mail and Fox on Thursday, given the latest developments and news of Daphne Joy's involvement in the Diddy lawsuit, 50 is going for sole custody of his son. Kindly subscribe to our channel and follow for more updates from around the world. Curtis James Jackson, she began, addressing him by his full name. "Everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You are wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos onto people's lives. How would you feel if Sire was the one in handcuffs? For nothing," she wrote. "We moved to New York to give you the opportunity to be a father to your son, and you saw him 10 times out of the 2 years that we lived 1 mile away from you. I am tired of upholding and protecting an image to our son that you have never even earned," wrote scorned mother of his child. "Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of raping me and physically abusing me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve our family with these last and final false claims made against me. You have broken our hearts for the last and final time." Jackson's representative released a statement on his behalf with DailyMail.com, denying the accusations. The disturbing allegations in the sworn pleadings recently filed in a court case related to Daphne Joy, the mother of my 12-year-old child, has required me to take all necessary legal actions to protect my son Sire. Sire is 11 years old, not 12, as his father labels him in a statement. The most recent false and baseless accusations by Daphne Joy are clearly in response to my decision to seek sole custody of my son. My son Sire is my main priority, and keeping him in a safe environment is my only focus at this time, he said. In an Instagram post he put up Thursday evening, 50 Cent wrote to his ex, seemingly as a response to her words. "You moved a mile away in hopes of having another baby with me, but I was busy. So you moved back and then you started receiving money from Brother Love. Now here we are, little sex worker." 50 Cent is seeking sole custody of his and ex Daphne Joy's son after she was named as the sex worker named in a $30 million lawsuit against Diddy, which alleges the latter paid a monthly fee for sexual services to her. Joy, 37, dated 50 Cent, 48, between 2011 and 2012 and shares son Sire, 11, with him. Given the latest developments and news of Daphne Joy's involvement in the Diddy lawsuit, 50 is going for sole custody of his son.
I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Dream chasers.
Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks. I heard struggling to take
Ooh, child. So it looked like the allegations about Meek being Diddy's boy toy were true after all, because an audio just leaked of Meek screaming for his life when Diddy mercilessly clapped his cheeks. One thing about the internet, they ain't never gonna forget and always come through with receipts, honey. Now, if y'all remember, Meek was exposed for being Diddy's little twink a couple weeks ago, but Meek denied these allegations and even started threatening the people who were speaking on it. Well, it looks like he was running his mouth a little too much because people started digging for evidence, and girl, they found some things that not even Meek can deny. Apart from the disturbing audio of him getting pounded by Diddy, there's also an old song where Meek blatantly admitted to getting freaky with Diddy for a check. Oh, y'all better sit back for this one, cause we've got a lot to get into here. Okay, so as most of y'all already know by now, Diddy is currently on the run, and he's reportedly hiding in the Caribbean islands after the feds flooded his home and raided it for evidence that they could finally throw him in jail with. Now, both of his sons, Justin and Christian, who were also tied to his dirty dealings, were cuffed up and thrown into police vehicles. Now, while all this was going down, the attention quickly shifted from the raid to Meek Mill after Diddy's ex-bodyguard leaked an audio tape of Meek getting pounded by Diddy during one of their freak-off sessions. The reason why this got a lot of people's attention is because Meek had already been exposed as Diddy's boy toy a couple weeks ago, but he adamantly denied and tried to make it look like people were just trying to emasculate him. Whole time, he really was bending over for Diddy. Like, you cannot make this up. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, a music producer by the name Lil Rod filed an explosive multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Diddy a couple weeks ago for SA. Not only did he incriminate Diddy, but he also name-dropped other people in this lawsuit, including Diddy's sons, Justin and Christian Combs, Young Miami, Usher, and Meek Mill. Apparently, Justin and Miami were in cahoots with Diddy SAing a bunch of girls, and Miami was the one in charge of illegally servicing these girls to Diddy. Rodney also went to expose Diddy for sleeping with some of the men in the industry, and in exchange, he would give them all the opportunities they want in Hollywood. And as you can already guess at this point, Meek was at the top of that list of men letting Diddy slide in for a couple opportunities. Rodney even said Diddy confessed to him that he coerced Stevie J into a freak-off session with the promise of getting Stevie a Grammy for Producer of the Year. Now, this is where things get even messier, because somewhere in the lawsuit, he also exposed Meek Mill and Usher as one of the people that often came to these freak-offs. Rodney didn't explicitly mention Meek Mill and Usher's names in the lawsuit like he did with everybody else, but he gave some descriptions that had very specific details that pretty much made everybody know who he was talking about. Like, he described Meek as a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, and described Usher as a male R&B singer who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. Now, I don't think I need to tell y'all all this, but Meek is definitely a rapper from Philadelphia who dated Nicki from 2015 to 2017. Usher also just had a very successful Vegas residency, which reportedly grossed over $100 million. And he did in fact perform at the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago. Anyway, going back to Rodney's lawsuit, he claimed that he witnessed Usher and Diddy hooking up several times and making out with the girls that Young Miami and Justin would bring for him. Rodney recalled the time where they were partying on Diddy's yacht, and he saw both Meek and Usher messing with several girls. The lawsuit said, rapper Meek on Combs' yacht consorting with underage girls and S-workers. And do y'all remember what I said about Diddy confessing to Rodney that he coerced Stevie J to sleep with him? Well, it turns out it wasn't just Stevie, because according to Rodney, Diddy explicitly told him that he also had hooked up with Usher and Meek several times. The lawsuit stated, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in intercourse with rapper Redacted and R&B singer Redacted and Stevie J. Chill, people were beyond disgusted by the things that Diddy has been doing with Usher and Meek, and they immediately jumped on social media to drag them. Meek started spiraling all over social media and tweeted a bunch of things in a desperate attempt to defend himself, but folks weren't having it. He said, I would trash any celebrity if they tried a wild move on me. No pics. Literally go crazy on them. That is all. I'm from Philly, man. All my guys always watch me around this wild industry. Every black blog site enhanced that post to make me seem gay. I change laws for our people. I donate millions. They are designed to destroy the image of black leaders. It can't work with me though. You gotta really me, and I still will get bigger after death. This God, not me, LOL. He also got into a huge Twitter feud with DJ Academics, who was only reporting on the news. Like, imagine attacking somebody who's just doing his job. It's crazy. What's even crazier is that it took hours of Meek running his mouth on Twitter before he finally addressed these allegations. He said, "I'm from Philly. I don't do coke or freaky ASS Molly. Nobody won't even offer me coke because I'm that heavy. No man or what would ever approach me about gay activity, and the whole place don't get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog, like they know I'm coming, LOL." After this, people backed off for a while because it was clear as day that Meek was beginning to have a mental breakdown, and they ain't want him to spiral anymore. That was until Diddy's ex-bodyguard leaked an audio of Meek getting pounded by Diddy. Child, I was shocked to the core when I first heard the audio. Aside from the fact that the voices of the audio sound exactly like Meek and Diddy, it was very disturbing to listen because Meek was screaming at the top of his lungs, and it really sounded like he was in serious pain, but Diddy just kept going. Now y'all know I can't play the full audio for y'all because it really is that disturbing, but I'ma just let y'all hear a little bit. And again, just know it's very disturbing and very sensitive. Now, the ex-bodyguard in question who recorded and leaked the audio made an entire video narrating how it came out. He said it happened during one of Diddy's freak-offs, and he decided to lean by the door to record what he was hearing because he was shocked to see Meek allowing Diddy to pound him like this. He said Diddy intentionally spiked everybody's drinks at that party so they would be too drunk and too high to even know what's going on. But he didn't drink, and that's why he was sober enough to witness what he and Meek were doing. Ooh, child.
Champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink, so I was playing that shit off like I don't fucking drink. I smoke. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the fuck was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against his cheeks. I heard the struggling to take. I heard this being like, yeah, daddy. Like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling. Like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this shit because I was like.
I mean, do y'all remember that video of Meek in the pool with his slightly curved as if he was trying to ease off some pain while Diddy recorded him and called that man daddy? Diddy kept talking about how Meek was putting in that work. I don't know about y'all, but that video looks like it was taken just minutes after he disrespected Meek in that bedroom.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Somebody reacted by saying, "Looks like a private pool party. Meek cooling that hoe." Another person said, "Meek Mill cooling those cheeks after putting in that work." And to make matters even worse, Meek was caught following a corn page on Twitter that exclusively posts videos of black men pounding each other. Maybe he was trying to learn some new positions for Diddy. Who knows? But as soon as people caught him, he immediately unfollowed the page. As if all this information wasn't incriminating enough, an old song that Meek recorded a while ago leaked online, and he seemingly revealed to getting his cheek slapped by Diddy in order to make it in Hollywood. The song is about him chasing his dreams and trying to make it in Hollywood, and then he goes back to ask for forgiveness for what he did with Diddy. Y'all, just listen to this.
I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Dream chasers,
Meek couldn't do anything to stop it because he thought if he made his body accessible to Diddy, then Diddy would elevate his career. That obviously didn't happen long because Meek's career is in shambles. He got dropped from his label, his last album flopped miserably, and now he's an industry outcast because no rapper wants to associate with him after finding out what he's been doing with Diddy. Now, as usual, people had a whole lot to say about this. Like this person who said, "I can't believe so many of our black men are putting their minds and bodies through unnatural things." I should have never heard that. Another person said, "I feel violated after listening to that audio. Terrifying." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Meek getting his cheeks clapped by Diddy in order for opportunities in Hollywood? And do y'all think Meek is just another victim of Diddy's depraved ways? Or did he